They said it couldn't be done. They said it wouldn't last. White man, black man. Merica F-1. Merica F-1 coming to you straight from San Francisco, California. Sherman Tillman, Michael Lawler. Merica F-1. And this week we're talking about the Mexican GP in Mexico City on Sunday.
Ole, 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 ole! That was more exciting than the race. Tongue twister!
I called it last week. I said Max was stupid. He was qualifying the pole every goddamn lap and never.
The curse already. We just started.
That's not a curse word.
Today's episode might have some curse words in it. I'm gonna preemptively say that because I think Mike is gonna be on a tirade of curse words today, and I might even have a curse word or two to say.
All right. Anyways. He has an 11-year-old son and has delicate ears, so we have to be careful.
I'm not letting him listen to you curse.
Okay.
You cursed last night, and he was at the table.
I didn't know.
And we were just finishing Halloween, getting ready, everything. Yeah. And then I had you on speakerphone, and you were talking.
No, that's your fault then.
F this, F that, F this, F that. I'm like, dude, can you stop fucking cursing?
Oh, who's cursing now? You're going to have to take, I'm the I curse only, anyway.
Back to the very, very exciting, boring,
hated it.
Oh man, was it boring.
I told you it was going to be boring.
You did.
There was like 2 or 3 passes in the whole race, and both of them were like illegal.
It was, so Hamilton and Perez passed Russell, right? Because Russell kind of ran over that curb, and then he came back on the track kind of
That was the
wonky.
first lap, yeah.
So Hamilton right by, Perez right by.
I thought Perez was going to catch Hamilton. I'm still surprised he didn't catch him and go by.
He was on soft tires, and Hamilton was on medium tires. I thought he would pass him also. But I
don't think Perez is that. I think it comes down to Perez is a solid Formula 1 driver,
but he's not an all-time great.
He's not Lewis Hamilton. He's not Max.
So some people were saying, well, how can Max open up a 2-second lead on Hamilton on softs, but Perez be 5 seconds behind on the same tire? And my answer to that is Hamilton's a better driver than Perez.
I don't know. You don't know though, because he could have. We don't know what engine mapping, because remember all these guys they only get X amount of engines a year, so his engine might not be as good as everybody else's right now, and that's that and the tires are basically the performance of the car and whatever downforce they have. But the Mercedes looked a lot better this weekend.
It did.
Very
racy.
I still don't know what's the big problem with their car. I have a feeling it has something to do with those side pods on their floor.
Yeah. Okay. But
then, like I keep saying, next year there will be side pods on the Mercedes.
What was the big controversy about the Gasly and Ricardo? And you like to say Ricciardo. It's wrong. I don't know what it is with the pronunciation.
Pronunciation for
he's not Italian. He's Australian.
No, his dad's Italian.
He's not Italian. He lives in Australia, mate. That's why he's always doing the shoey, mate.
Immigrated to Australia.
Shoey,
mate.
Mate.
No, that's not.
But so why did Ricardo just not my guy? I love Yuki. Why knock him out of the race?
He's not a very good driver, but okay.
Why did he knock him out? He did it on purpose. I know it. He doesn't like Yuki. I like Yuki. He's knocking Yuki out.
Yeah, but Ricciardo finally beat Lando.
He did. He was driving like a bat out of hell, actually, and I think somebody said, oh, you knocked Yuki out of the race, you got a 10-second penalty. He's all, I still finished 7th. I don't care.
I don't care. It's racing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a hoopty move, but I still think Yuki should have given him some room. And he knew what was coming. I just don't think
he's on the racing line.
I know he's your guy, but I don't think he's
on the racing line.
He's not a very good driver.
Daniel dove into that chicane over those humps and just pushed him right. Matter of fact, his car went up into the air kind of like this.
Was it this?
And
no, it was.
He landed kind of like that, and he just kept going.
It was last year he chucked the car at Imola.
And then Gasly did the same exact thing. He goes into the chicane. He knocks him out, and I think he eventually
No, he drove Stroll off the track is what he did.
Lance Stroll, your guy that you don't like who shouldn't be an F1 guy, driven off the track. Do you feel sorry for him?
No, he shouldn't be an F1. If my daddy bought me a Formula One team, he's not even a journeyman Formula One driver. He's never been faster than Vettel. He wasn't faster than Perez.
I'm gonna sigh at that.
What?
I'm gonna sigh. I'm gonna do a big sigh.
Oh, wait a minute. He did qualify on the pole.
Yes,
in
he did in the rain
in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
But then who won the race?
Well, not him.
Lewis Hamilton won that race.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe Lewis. He was so far back, and he's like.
Speaking of the GOAT, Lewis Hamilton finished second in the Mexican Grand Prix for the second race in a row. He's finished second in a race. And he really looks like he has the better of Russell. Everyone's talking about, in the beginning of the season that Russell was showing up Hamilton, even though Hamilton was trying all the new specs, trying all the new modes, trying to find where they can improve the Mercedes while Russell didn't have to do any of that work. And then this last half of the season, Hamilton has just waxed his butt.
Well, I think Russell is one of the young guys now. He's with the Lando Norris, Leclerc, and Verstappen.
And Sainz?
No.
No? Sainz is not in their class?
I still don't know why Ferrari went out and got Sainz. They could have had Ricciardo in the car. They could have just kept Vettel. But for some reason, Vettel's sitting at the house now. So
did you just say that you have Sainz in a level below Leclerc, Norris, he's normally fast. And Russell? So those are the three to kind of in that low level.
Well, those are the four best drivers of the younger of this generation.
Okay.
Is Max is on top because he has the best car.
Right.
Leclerc, unfortunately, he drives for Ferrari, and we talk about Ferrari every week.
Right.
Making one dumb mistake after another.
Right.
And then Lando, for some reason, he's at McLaren when he probably could have went to Red Bull.
You think so?
Yeah, he had an offer to go to Red Bull, but he signed up like a 5-year deal with McLaren, and McLaren are a midfield car. He should be in the Red Bull or the Ferrari or the Mercedes. He shouldn't be in the McLaren. The McLaren is not. They're not one of the big three teams. The big three teams are who they are, and to win in Formula One, you have to be in one of those cars.
The thing I love Lando. First of all, he plays video games. He has that name Lando. Like when you think of Lando, you think for me, I think of Chewbacca when I see Lando. I don't know why, but that's what I think of. He's just he's like just this little cuddly, lovable kid. He could be everybody's son. He's like everybody's kid that you would want.
But remember,
he's happy. He can drive. He loves racing. He's fun, but he can get his elbows out.
Yeah, he's a racer, but
I like Lando.
Remember, he lost the GP2 championship to Russell by like 1 point or something.
Oh, that's good knowledge. I did not know that.
It's like something crazy.
Now, I heard a lot of complaining about Russell and Hamilton. Are we on the right tire? Because they started on the hards.
They were never on the right. The tire wouldn't have mattered.
Right. They started on the hards while the
Red Bulls... they started on the medium.
No, they started on the medium and the Red Bulls started on the softs.
Softs, yeah.
And then they went from the mediums to the hards while the Red Bulls went from the softs to the mediums.
Yeah.
Now, if Mercedes were to copy the same exact strategy or split their strategy, does anything different happen in this race?
No, nobody likes the hard tires this year. They don't work very well.
Okay.
They last longer, but so what? They're not fast. It's like it almost behooves you to be on the mediums most of the time. Because the softs only last about really 10 laps, and then you're slipping and sliding for the. I mean, I think did they go to lap 20?
I think the softs went to lap 20, but the mediums only went to like 4 laps longer. So I don't really understand the strategy there.
Well, I think that the softs. I think they pushed them past because it's like I think they said 15 laps was what.
They pushed him past his life
because he was that because he probably turned the engine up during those last 5 laps a little bit to compensate for the slide. Because you saw him sliding around.
He was sliding. But I also think that no matter what Mercedes had done, they still were going to finish behind Max. Max was going to win that race. it was obvious you couldn't really pass that much in this Mexican Grand Prix at that track.
There's no real passing zones in Mexico. You know, it's a like I said, it's a flat track. It's super boring. But when they go through the stadium, now being there would be pretty cool. Because every time Checo comes through
I think the only time you can pass is when you open up the DRS, or if you just knock people off of the track.
Well, that's one way to do it. God, when in the video game, it's very difficult, even in the video game, to pass someone going down the straightaway at that place for some reason. I don't know why.
But it's the longest straight on the season?
Actually, Baku might be longer. I think I said last week.
You said last week you said Mexico was longer.
But I think you were right. It's Baku. But they're both crazy long straightaways, and you would think that you could get a
good toe
down the straight, but it just I don't know. When Max came out of the pits, he came right up to speed, and
he did. I saw that. I mean, instantly,
and Leclerc couldn't get behind. It was Leclerc or Sainz. Couldn't get him, and then he had brand new tires. Once they heat up, you know,
he's gone.
Forget about it.
What is the big one thing I'd like to talk about, and one thing we should talk about? The crowd, the ambiance. It seemed like it was very festive, but when they were near the podium and they were booing for Hamilton, I mean, and I don't mean like a couple boos with a lot of cheers. I mean a lot of boos, like he had done something, like he had stole something, like he had knocked Perez off the track or something.
No, I wouldn't.
It was horrible.
What did he do?
He didn't do anything but finish ahead of Perez. That's all he did.
Oh, there you go. That's a reason to boo somebody.
Is that a reason to boo the greatest of all time?
I don't know if he's the greatest of all time. He's one of the greats.
He's one of the greats. He's the GOAT. He's definitely the GOAT of this era.
Of his generation. He's the GOAT of his generation. It was him and Vettel. Those were the two GOATs. And they were both, remember, Hamilton had a single championship before he went to Mercedes. And Vettel won like 4 in a row. But unfortunately, I don't know why he went to the stupid Ferrari team.
Because everybody wants to go to Ferrari. Everybody wants to drive the red car. Everybody wants to have a Ferrari in their driveway. Everybody wants to go to the historic red team. That's just Formula 1.
But I don't think he would have won Remember, he wasn't going to win a championship at Red Bull. So during those years.
So going back to the booing, people are saying that the internet is causing F1 to be like soccer hooligans. Like people are picking their driver and they're picking their teams, and then they hate the other teams no matter what. And I think in Formula 1, it's kind of a higher level of racing. It's the highest level of racing on this planet. And you're paying exorbitant amounts of money. There's a set of decorum that should be followed in Formula 1. Would you agree or not agree?
You can't make people not boo somebody.
They don't boo in Japan.
Are you sure?
I was there. I've been there 3 times. There's no boos going on.
Well, that's because it's Japanese and they're super polite. And...
There was no booing in Baku.
Really?
There was no booing in Monaco.
What about Austin?
Austin, they did boo Max because the cheating scandal had just come out. Oh. And I think that'll lead us to our conspiracy.
Max Verstappen to Red Bull 2024. You heard it here first.
Max Verstappen's already playing on. He's already driving for Red Bull. So what do you mean?
He's going to Ferrari.
He's not going to Ferrari.
2024.
Why would he go to Ferrari?
Because
it's like, let me set my career on fire. Let me go to the team that can't make a decision right. Let me go to the team that cars actually catch on fire.
That's
not going to happen.
That's why we call this conspiracy theory. Max is going to Red Bull in 2024.
So here's my conspiracy theory. The reason why Red Bull would not talk to Sky Sports and Ted Kravitz is because they did not want the cheating scandal of going over the cost cap brought up, and they knew Ted Kravitz was going to bring it up. So this is their excuse. And this is also why the FIA did not bring out this cheating scandal in Japan, because it would have looked very bad on Honda. They did not bring it out like during the US Grand Prix, because United States fans as we can remember a long time ago, they used to throw batteries onto the track, so they knew not to bring it out then. That happened a long time ago, I think, when Formula One raced at not Daytona, but Indianapolis 500 track.
Oh,
and they were throwing batteries on the track.
Because of the stupid, there's only 3 cars started the race or something.
Right, so they threw batteries on the track. So they knew not to bring that out because American fans can get a little rowdy. I mean, it is America.
America.
We don't take no shit.
But the Grand Prix that used to be at the Indianapolis was just hoopty. It was a hoopty. It's a hoopty track.
That's your new word, hoopty, isn't it?
Hoopty.
That is your new word. You keep saying hoopty, hoopty this, hoopty that.
Anyways, if they're gonna run at the stupid Indianapolis 500, how about they run the oval, the Formula One race? That would be cool.
We don't want to see Formula One in ovals. That's
I
what
think it would be
IndyCar
awesome.
does. That's what IndyCar does. So that's my conspiracy. The reason why Red Bull does not want to talk to Sky Sports or Ted Kravitz. It's not. And matter of fact, shout out to Ted Kravitz. You are the only guy to get Christian Horner to shut the hell up. Can you believe it? He's the only man to get Christian Horner speechless.
I mean,
so shout out to you, Ted Kravitz.
But he's British, though.
Okay, he's British, so what?
We hate the British.
No, you hate the British.
No, you hate them too.
Okay.
We hate everything about them.
I don't. Why? You always bring this up. I don't hate
horrible people. It's like, oh. Okay. He's babbling idiots.
Babbling. You're babbling idiots.
You're babbling.
No,
what are we going to babble about today?
I'm going to babble about is Hulkenberg. Are they really bringing back Hulkenberg? He's like a fossil.
No, he's a solid Formula One driver.
They're bringing him back to Haas. Is young Schumacher, is he really that bad where you got to bring in some old fossil who hasn't raced in Formula One in a real long season in 4 years? Are you really bringing him back to Haas?
Well, because the 2 rookies last year, or the 3 rookies, which was Mazepin, who we knew wasn't going to last, Schumacher, and your boy Yuki.
Yuki, I like Yuki.
They're not. I don't think they're very good Formula One drivers. Unfortunately, they're going to probably
Let's give Yuki another year.
He gets another year.
All right.
But Max, I don't think
Schumacher.
Mick is not. He's not going to get another. I think everyone knows now.
It's over for Mick.
Yeah, he destroyed 2 race cars this year. Usually, a rookie, chucks a car.
But he's not a rookie.
No, he's not a rookie this year.
What is this? His 3rd year?
His 2nd.
Okay, so he doesn't deserve a 3rd year.
He's getting beat. He's consistently getting beat by Magnussen. So
did he not finish higher than Magnussen in this last race?
Did he?
Yes.
What position did he finish?
I don't know. They're out in the back, 18th, 19th. Who cares? But I'm just saying, Haas doesn't seem like a team that actually puts the money into development.
No, I think their car has only been good at a couple tracks this year.
And they were so good their first year.
Oh, but that was dumb.
But they were so good, and they've gone nothing but downhill since.
No, that's not true.
Nothing but downhill. They're horrible.
The 2018 season, I think they finished 4th. They finished 4th. They were ahead in the midfield.
But this is 2022, and all they've been doing is going downhill.
Well, they didn't develop their car last year,
and they didn't develop it this year. There's no improvement in that car.
They put new side pods on it at one point, a new floor.
Okay, but did they finish even near the top 10 in the last 4 races?
I think they've had a couple 5th and 6th this year, right?
I think they've had a couple 7th. I think 7th is the highest they've finished. I think Schumacher.
Well, see, that's where they should finish though. 7th is
7th, 8th.
That's leading the midfield, because the first 6 cars are going to be Red Bull.
They're not faster than Alpine, right?
It depends. Like I said, these cars their car is weird. It works at certain tracks, and it did not work at Mexico. And I think it's a draggy car. I think there's a lot of downforce in the car.
But they have the Ferrari engine, right? So that should count for something.
I don't know if it's this year's engine or last year's engine. You don't know.
They don't get a new engine?
I don't know. I don't know if they're getting the hand-me-downs from last year. They can also be getting last year's engines that are rebuilt. That's another thing. And who knows? Every time you can rebuild an engine a few times and it's fine, but after that.
So let me babble about, and let me ask you: would you take Vanderdrome? Pronounces. I don't know why we can't pronounce names on this show. I just don't know. I don't understand it.
Who are you talking about?
He had the one season with Mercedes. He went out and he's the Formula E champion. Van der Droom.
Oh, Nick DeVries.
No, Van der Droom. He is going to Aston Martin as the test driver for next year, and I'm wondering why didn't Haas take him instead of bringing back
Haas hasn't
Hulkenberg.
taken anybody yet. They haven't announced that they're going to bring Hulkenberg back. You
heard it here first.
And Williams
Haas is bringing back Hulkenberg. That's my prediction.
That's his prediction. And the Williams team have an open seat, and it supposedly might be an American driver, Sargent,
who doesn't have the points apparently, right?
What
From what I hear, he doesn't have enough points. He doesn't have enough.
Yeah, because he raced in F2 this year. He's like, all you have to do is do one season in F2, and you get your super license.
Apparently, from certain sources, he's like 1 or 2 points short.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I thought he only had to do.
I would love to see him race because I think he's up and down. Like one race, he's like
stupid FIA not letting her to come to Formula One is absurd. He's a multiple-time winner.
They don't even give him points, right?
Yeah, it's insane. And they were like talking. He was going to have to go to Japan and race in the Super.
I'd love to see her in a Formula One car.
Oh yeah,
I'd love to see.
No, that kid. He won.
To see it.
He won in his first race. An IndyCar.
So I think they need to really the super license points. Remember they brought it because of Max.
Yeah, because they don't want. They were going to. There was going to be 18-year-olds. They don't want. There would have been 15 and 16-year-olds.
They don't want really young people in Formula One crashing their cars around. I understand that, but when you have people who have won in other series that are actually accomplished racers in their own right, there's no excuse for not letting them get a chance in Formula One.
Well, it makes no sense. It's like, what does he not know how to drive a Formula One car? He's done tests.
Yes,
and he was fast. So
he was fast.
It makes no sense. Maybe he'll go. Maybe they'll figure it out next year. But I don't know. He's still so young. What is he? 21 or 2 or something like that.
He's a young kid. He still has a chance to get into Formula One.
Because the drivers in Formula One, a lot of them are like what Vettel did. Vettel's 35 and he's going to retire, unless one of the big 3 teams comes along and snatches.
He's not going to get a big 3.
Not this year. Not 2023. But you never know.
So what about your boy Ricardo? Where is he going to go? Is he going to be a test driver for Mercedes, which is the rumor, or is he just straight out taking a year off? See you later.
I don't understand.
Drink some Mai Tais in Australia, buddy.
I don't understand how that guy went from being a really sought-after driver to like all of a sudden he can't drive anymore. Because Peter Windsor said this, another British guy we hate,
hate you, Peter. I don't.
And he said that he's just not quick anymore. Like
that's what the rumor is. He's just not fast anymore. He's just not quick.
What happened? He's 33 years old. It's bizarre.
But I think it does happen, right? Because 1 minute, all of a sudden you have a great jump shot. The next minute, it's gone. And you can't get it back.
But this is driving. Like Mario Andretti was 54 years old or something when he retired from IndyCar. And he was still winning races.
Does that say more about IndyCar or more about the other drivers? That
no,
a 54-year-old guy
I think
can kick your ass.
It came down to that dude was the GOAT. I mean, because we don't put him in the ranking of great GOATs of all time.
But he
but
was
that
solid.
dude was the GOAT.
Because he did IndyCar?
He won the Daytona 500, the Indy 500, the Monaco Grand. I think he won a Monaco Grand Prix.
He did.
He won a Formula One World Championship in 1978. He won multiple IndyCar championships. And you put him in anything. Anything, and he went fast.
He'll drive that SUV out there.
Yeah. And it was like him and AJ Foyt were a lot alike, and Dan Gurney were
love
other
AJ
guys.
Foyt.
He still owns an IndyCar team.
I know, but I love AJ Foyt. I just love that name. AJ Foyt.
Sounds like a race car driver,
right?
Yep.
And that's why we need more Americans in Formula One.
We need
race car driver names.
We need a
We got the biggest market on the planet that watches television and entertainment.
Yeah, and we live in California is the 4th largest economy in the world right now.
It is. It's fourth. So number 1 is America, number 2 is China, and number 3 is Japan, and number 4 is California. Unbelievable.
And we still only get 2 fucking senators in Congress, so.
And it's still dirty, and we still have tents everywhere. Unbelievable. This place should look like Dubai.
Dubai's probably spotless, right?
Spotless.
What about Japan?
Spotless. With in the city of Tokyo, I think there's upwardly of 40 million people in Tokyo proper.
Yeah.
And it's spotless.
That's a lot of people.
And here in San Francisco, there's like 850,000.
No, there's like 700 because 100,000 people moved during.
And then in LA, there's what, maybe 8 million, 7 million?
Well, we have
3 million, I don't
5
know.
or 6 million in the.
But LA is the biggest, largest city in America. But for some reason, Americans really like to litter. I don't get it.
I like to litter.
I don't get it. Like, let's keep our country clean. We believe in clean water. We believe in clean air. Why don't we believe in clean sidewalks and roads? I don't get that.
The streets are so dirty.
I don't get it.
And it costs so much money to clean the dang sidewalks because of all the homeless people. It would be, why don't we just give them like housing and health care? I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, all right. That's our rant. We're ranting. My donkey of the day is going to be your guy, the person you love the most, Christian Horner. I'm going to give Christian Horner, and this is, you say you hate the English. I'm going to not say I hate Christian Horner, but I'm going to say I dislike what he's doing. He's the most hypocritical person in F1.
He's
the most.
I say this
everybody.
every
he's
week.
The most hypocritical.
The principal of these teams, their only job is to whine in front of the camera, and Christian Horner is the best at it. He is the best.
He's the best. I mean,
because you know when he's talking, he knows the crap that's coming out of his mouth isn't real.
He was saying, when you say that we cheat, people on our team's kids are getting bullied at school because of that. The same guy who goes out and says kind of racial connotations against Lewis Hamilton last year with a straight face. This is the same guy who's like saying kids are getting bullied because they're saying that Red Bull cheated. But guess what, Christian? Red Bull did cheat. It's a fact. So
he does have a black friend though.
Oh, I did see one black guy with dreadlocks in the Red Bull.
Yeah, he's one of the trainers.
I seen one.
I think he's a trainer.
And then I was looking for another one, and I couldn't find one.
There is no diversity in Formula 1.
There is zero diversity in Formula 1. I don't care what initiatives they're pulling. I don't care what they're trying to say. All you have to do is look at all the team pictures.
Well, I love it when corporations say we're an equal opportunity employer. I'm like, you have to be an equal opportunity employer.
It's the law. Yeah, it's the law. But okay, so my donkey of the day is Christian Horner. Stop being such a hypocrite. Talk to the media, man. Fakes the music. We all know last year robbed. I did not. It was a robbery. We all know that. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Okay.
Okay.
FIA.
You went over the cost cap. It's a fact. It's a fact. Okay. So just get over it.
They just have to get, in my opinion,
pay your little fine.
No, the fine should be how much money they went over. It should be taken out of their money next year.
Pay your fine. And then just move on with your life,
I think this cost cap thing is
on.
ridiculous because they can still pay the drivers and they can only spend that much money on the car, right? Is that the actual rule?
Yes. Well, I mean, apparently, but they're talking about lunches and breakfasts and that
they're adding
accounting.
That in.
I don't know. There's some whoever's doing that accounting, they're definitely getting it from Donald Trump's accountants.
I don't know. Cooking the books is what
they're definitely cooking the books. But then some teams don't even get near the cost cap because they don't spend the money on their team in the development, like Haas.
Okay, on that note, let's do a little.
Wait,
preview.
You didn't even talk about your donkey of the day. Who is your donkey of the day, or do you even have one?
It was such a boring race. There wasn't a lot of donkeying going on. There was like the two, Gasly drove Stroll off the track, and then Ricciardo hit Yuki. And that's all that happened.
So call him Yuki though.
I believe that's the pronunciation of his name.
It's not.
I'm pretty sure the British. Remember the British
British.
No, but the British run everything, and they used to call Charles Leclerc. I mean, so I have.
They did like Eclair. I remember that. I was laughing.
What the hell?
Eclair's not an Eclair. There's an L in front of it.
Anyways. My donkey of the day is down with the British, down with the Redcoats. And now we have to move on to the preview of what's going to be another boring race.
Where's this race going to be? Brazil.
How many races are left?
We have Brazil, and then we have
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, and that's it.
I like the Abu Dhabi race. I like the track, and they fixed it last year. They took out that stupid chicane going to the back straightaway, so they drive into the corner now. On the video game, it's amazing. And then the last, they used to have that hoopty bit on the back straight.
Well, it rained in Brazil. It usually seems to rain like every maybe 3 to 4 years in Brazil, and it makes.
That's the only way Hamilton will win a race this year is if it rains.
If it rains, he has a chance?
He has a chance.
Give me your prediction for Brazil.
For stupid on the pole, leads every lap. It's going to be a point race.
You can actually pass in Brazil.
Yeah.
It's where Hamilton won before, right? It's where Vettel won before the championship.
There's only one place.
There's been some exciting races in
There's
Brazil.
only one place to pass, and that's going into turn 3 or 4, whatever because they had the Senna S, and then there's a big straightaway, and then and the old Brazil track. Oh my God, it was a 5-mile monster.
Really?
So fast.
5 miles?
Look it up. It's still there. They haven't torn it apart. They just the one they have now is because it was so fast and so dangerous. Because I mean, this is in the 70s when they were doing it. But it's like a monster, and it's like I was watching on YouTube one day, and I was like, "This is Brazil," and because they don't have the you know how they have the Senna S's at the first. If you look up on the track to the right hand side, it used to go all the way around.
Okay.
And it was like just flat out.
I love flat out. You know, I mean, just.
But they can't.
Don't turn down the engines.
They can't race.
Give me some soft tires. Give me some pit stops, and let's go.
Take the wings off. Okay. What's gonna happen in Brazil?
I'm gonna go with Hamilton's gonna win again. I'm just gonna keep picking Hamilton until it happens. Because then if it happens, then I can say I was right. And if it doesn't happen, well, you know, Max wins again.
And I'm right, unfortunately.
Right. I mean, so.
But I want to see Christian Horner because he's gonna whine about something this week. So that
actually, I love not hearing his whiny voice over a race. I loved it. There was no, let's see what Christian has to say. Let's go to the pit wall.
And
listen to Christian.
Another shout out to Connor Moore has Christian Horner cold. He has him so.
Why do you keep talking about this Connor Moore?
God, he's so funny.
I mean, it's like you want to date the guy? What's going on here? What do you keep talking about?
Have you seen
I've seen it, but so what?
No, the clip with where he's sitting there and he's got the helmet.
I've seen him when he's doing Carlos Sainz. And he's like, doing Carlos Sainz?
I'm a smooth operator.
I'm Carlos Sainz. I'm a smooth operator. No, that was pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
that was not bad.
No, did you see the clip with Total Wolf? And he's sitting there talking to. He thinks he's.
Yes, and he had the helmet on.
Take off the helmet.
Can I keep these clothes?
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're now. I keep it.
Keep it.
How can I keep the uniform?
And he's like really short. Like his race, yeah. So anyhow,
we're gonna have him on the show someday.
That would be good.
And we can interview him we're interviewing.
We can always, espouse.
But he has Will Buxton the best.
He does.
Have you seen his Will Buxton?
I have.
What? Oh my God! So great. Okay. On that note, we will see y'all.
Something that's never been done.
We'll do a pre-show for the. Well, exactly. Why?
I think.
Will it happen?
That. He's kind of like Will Shatner when you think about it. He kind of has a little Star Trek,
and you can't help it. You can't help but hate the guy. He's British, so I mean,
let's go, Mark.
Okay,
engage.
That's enough. We'll see y'all next week.
So, on that note, that's a weird ending.
Weird.
Keep on racing, baby. America.
F-1.